why not? Yeah, no, I'm with you.
We can fight in the after section at the
Okay.
end, in the last 30 seconds.
Extras.
Or 30, the extras. That's right. Love that show, Ricky Gervais. Well, I got a countdown. Where's the entrance? Oh!
We're going.
I spoke too soon. Look at this, the roving camera. Welcome to Artisan Guitars, live from Nashville on a Thursday. This is edition number 8, and we are so pleased to have Della Croce with us. Thank you for coming.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. This is so much fun having performers and songwriters and singers, and you happen to be all three.
Yeah,
So
at once, yeah.
We're
You get my
so
good side,
stoked to
Jason.
have you join us.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? What's new?
I mean, honestly, not much. What has anybody been up to? Rediscovering some new Netflix shows.
Cool.
I say rediscovering as if I'm
You
watching
already-
any more than I was before.
Yeah, you were already
Yeah,
there.
it's just acceptable now,
Okay,
really.
I see. And haircuts? Have you had a haircut?
Well, yeah, we were talking about this. I haven't had a haircut in like a year now. And I can't blame it on coronavirus because I was just being cheap at a certain point. And then I got in this position. Now I'm stuck. So I was getting some great tips on how to do a self haircut, which,
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, put it in the comments what style you think I should go for. And I mean, really, at a certain point, I was like, should I shave my head? This is the time. But, you know, not everyone
You mean
was
on the
open to
show?
that.
You mean we're going to go get the clippers and do this for you now?
I'm honestly so isolated that I almost would do that. So
Understood.
I'm not, but no, not right now.
Well,
but after.
I want to listen to you. I say I mean I as the royal I. All of us want to listen to you perform. Now, you put out a record last year.
Yes.
That record just celebrated a birthday a couple months ago.
Yeah, it did. Illuminations.
Congrats.
1 year. Yeah, you know, I grew up with my parents in the business, so I know the album cycle is about 18 months. You know, we're getting up there, but
So you're still in the thick of your radio tour and promoting, yeah. in the album
honestly,
cycle.
yeah, I really was. We were on the road in Knoxville doing a radio tour, and as March Madness was being canceled and everything, and got home, and that was the end of that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So the first tune you're going to play for us, is this a tune from that record?
Yeah.
Were there any special guests that may have appeared on this tune?
Did someone tell you that? Yeah.
No.
This is my website. Did my website tell you that?
Nope.
This is a song called "Break in the Rain," and it's a song that I wrote years ago. But yeah, I put it on the record, and it's the most maybe Americana type song in my view. I know that that's a genre with many definitions, but to me, it felt that way. And I was lucky enough to be joined by Vince Gill on the guitar on this song. So when you listen to it on the record, the beautiful solo throughout is Vince Gill on a Collings guitar. So if you're interested in guitars, it's perfect.
We're supposed to do it at the end of the tune, but I say if we start it, it can only get better.
I'm
from
doing
here.
that for the recorded version. You can decide how you feel about this one with his absence. But this is called "Break in the Rain." I've been waiting too long for a break in the rain, making up some new truths, watching these old clouds move. I'm thinking I might do the same, and I will set up my chair here and rock me to the edge of this porch, hoping I might fall down into the grass and muddy ground and be someplace I've never seen before. I've got these 2 feet, but damn them, a broken heart can't beat worth living. And I'm here in the rain and sleet and the wind. God, give me a river and wash me away. God, give me a river and wash me away. I've been crying for days now, and somehow the sun never ceases to shine. Lord, is this some big trick? Tell me I can make it and cross into your loving light. Well, I've got these 2 feet, but damn them, a broken heart can't beat worth living. And I'm here in the rain and sleet and the wind. God, give me a river and wash me away. God, give me a river and wash me away. When the man from the town came, it took more than my dear Jenny Lee. He took my boy Isaiah, and when I see the rain come, I feel like he done taken all of me. Well, I've got these 2 feet, but damn them, a broken heart can't beat worth living. And I cried and I witnessed love as it took them. God, give me a river and wash me away. God, give me a river and wash me away. God gave me a river and washed me away.
Beautiful. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
It's amazing to listen to you do a tune like that because A, it sounds like it's coming from you, like inside of you. That's yours. And we talked a little bit about Vince being on that, but I hear harmony vocals too. Like your voice is so perfect to put things on top of, put things around it. You hear voices like, think of like the ultimate Emmylou voice that sits on top of everything. And I hear that in what you're doing there.
Oh, thank you so much.
And then we hear the poetry as well. And you're a big fan of poetry and a big proponent of poetry and a big words person.
Totally.
Are you ever totally satisfied with your own songwriting, or are you always kind of like, oh man, I'm close.
Yeah. I'm when it's done, it's done. But that's not to say that I don't have 100 songs sitting on a hard drive or in a notepad that just didn't finish. So
Gotcha.
it really, it sounds pretentious, but it kind of comes in a wave, and once it's over, it's over. I don't usually go back and tweak. Sometimes I'll throw it out for some feedback, but
do you combine section A of tune that never got finished with section B of tune that never got finished? Do Paul and John ever meet in the middle and become a finished tune? Or?
I don't know. I don't know that I've done that. I kind of lead with the emotive part of the songwriting process. So at least in my own personal writing for myself as an artist, it either happens or it doesn't, and it kind of comes fully formed in an episode.
Like the Netflix shows that we revisit, they're just there,
exactly,
ready for you to watch again. And
the arc, and then that's it. Yeah.
And I won't talk too much, but and I got a question for you after your next song. I want to hear one more before we dive into something a little deeper.
Totally.
What have you got? What else you got? Are these tunes from the most recent record?
Yeah, so they're all from the most recent record, and
Great.
then the third song that I'm going to play is a brand new song I wrote in quarantine, and I'm just playing it because I just want to put it out there. I don't know where it's going to live in the future, but
It's going to live in the now.
yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, man, you're hitting me with the philosophy. But yeah, I thought I'm just going to play this song because it's, your favorite song is the one you just wrote, and that's my experience lately.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. So keep them coming.
Yeah, totally. So this is a tune called Rebecca Henry. This is one that pretty much came fully formed too, and it's I find that like love is so fantastic. It's a great thing. sometimes infatuation is better, in the sense that you know, you're never disappointed, and these jokes are really killing.
I'm loving this.
Yeah. This is the thing. The song is about a barista who just gave me free coffee, and I was already like, picking out wedding dresses.
Wait, that was real, or
LOL.
was it you imagined the free coffee?
No, the free coffee was real.
So
The rest of it, we don't know, but
who cares?
the rest of it was complete delusion.
Who
But
cares?
so then that's what this song is, a delusion, and so, that's why it came fully formed.
Got it.
You can't really go and tinker with something like that. So this is a song called Rebecca Henry. Rebecca Henry puts her shoes on different from me. This I know. And when she's angry, Rebecca Henry, she grits her teeth to let it show. Rebecca Henry walks on the holy water that you drown in every day. She smells like cigarettes, she's never having kids, she doesn't know her maker's name. I wanna know who made her, 'cause she's got a Walden pond hidden around somewhere. I'm gonna find it and make a little sense. You ask her for the time, and she says you are, and so am I. But I have to admit, Rebecca Henry doesn't see me, so I don't exist. Rebecca Henry sells her paintings to her parents and their friends. But if I had money, if I had eyes to see, she'd have my currency instead. Rebecca Henry got for herself a degree, and now she knows the truth. I can't help but believe, if I have limbs to reach, she has lungs to breathe, there are mouths to kiss like the sand and the sea. 'Cause she's got an answer hidden around somewhere. I'm gonna find it and make a little sense. You ask her for the time, and she says you are, and so am I. But I have to admit, Rebecca Henry doesn't see me, so I don't exist. Oh, thank you.
It's interesting when you listen to a tune like that and you relate so heavily to that and you said infatuation. I mean, we've all sat and stared at someone that we're going,
I know, right?
and the line, like, I don't exist, is you're not anywhere part of that person's world. You just,
I know.
in your mind you are,
Yeah,
and they couldn't care less.
I know, and that's kind of the best part, isn't it?
Well, if you're going to write a song about it, it's not terrible to have to end the song with, and then we met and it was all over.
And
Like,
and
never
she
had-
got to know me, and she
Yeah,
said, "No, thank you."
No, thank you. That's a great tune. It's very, I mean, you see yourself in that Starbucks or whatever it
Thanks.
is. That is not a plug for We Love All Coffee.
I know it was local. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But it's fun to think about that, like where you really, as the songwriter, as the lyricist, you've created a place and time.
Yeah.
And I've never heard that song performed live in the room with you before, and I'm taken right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
And that's a big deal because I was talking about vocalists. It reminds me of, I mean, there's Patty Griffin in that. It's Sean Colvin in that. That's the two that I...
You read my diary?
No, but and I don't like comparisons because it's always like, oh, well, you have to compare it to something familiar that we know. But if it's at that level,
I'll take it.
A performer like Patty Griffin or Sean or somebody that Sean spelled differently.
Yeah, right.
She's an SH. But that's where, look at what they are able to create. That's where I'm in the room hearing you do that. That's really neat to hear you go there. We've got folks watching from the West Coast. We've got folks watching from Texas. We've got folks watching from the East Coast.
Right on.
We've got people, there's always lots of people from Florida.
It's a wonderful place.
Which is amazing. We've got people talking to each other in the comments. Oh. I don't know, I guess they miss connecting with each other.
Oh, that's great. I hope you get together soon.
It looks like they're probably gonna, I think they just hang out on Facebook. That's awesome. So you're a guitarist. You're a, what else do you play? What else do you write on? Do you write on strictly on guitar, or do you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I can play the ukulele. I have a ukulele, but what a thing to, I mean, I love the guitar. It's my primary instrument. It's the only instrument I can really play. Yeah. I love to drum as a hobby, but that's something that should definitely be in a vault. So drumming
in the vault, like you actually go into a small vault and
only
just
drum
stay
in a
there.
vault. Exactly. That's the level that we're working with. But I only write on the guitar, and it always kind of happens together, which is inspiration to always, like, I mean, I see Joe Robinson and stuff, and I go, I'm so inspired constantly. I'm like, there are more notes, there are more chords. You got to get them in your tunes. Right. I'm inspired by guitar players, and the guitar, it's my instrument.
Yeah,
for sure.
Listening to your performing, when you perform your songs, they fit really naturally to the guitar and your voice. It sounds like you've played those songs a bunch of times, and it sounds like you know, and this sounds ridiculous, I know it's your song and you know it really well, but you know how to perform it really well. It's natural to listen to, and that's different than just hearing someone play something they've. Now we're setting you up because you have a new song coming next. Let's see how you do that. But it does. They really come out sounding like these come very naturally to you, and they're performed naturally too. Because that's a different process. Writing it, creating it, and then performing it are two different things. You have to be on a different plane for each. I think
that's true. I think you're absolutely right about that, and I appreciate you saying that. That's what I hope comes through. It's the only thing I know how to do.
Cool.
Literally.
Yeah, no, thank goodness that you're doing it then. Because imagine all the people that probably have a talent for it that aren't able to pursue it or aren't able to do what you're able to do with it and get out there and do it. It's amazing.
No, I've been super lucky. I'm happy to have grown up in this city too, where it's a common thing to be a songwriter. I'm dog sitting right now because we're in a pandemic, and I'm home. So they're doing like NES electrical pole installation, and I was walking down to my neighbor's house to let their dog out yesterday, and the guy up in the like cherry picker from NES, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to walk this dog, man." And he was like, "You laid off?" And I was like, "Kinda." And he goes, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I'm a writer." And he goes, "Got anything published?" And I was just like, "Yeah, like we just talked about it."
Yeah, come on down.
Only in this town is he like, well, yeah, me too, like.
Of course. Maybe he finds his inspiration 30 feet up and he's going, electric. He's obviously an electric player.
Right.
These jokes don't get any better.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing. I liked it, yeah. It was almost like a little slow burn because at first I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
well, it's because I'm never very pleased with the delivery, so I'm always like,
oh, it was perfect. Anyhow,
back to you. So, you're right, though. It is taken seriously in this town.
Yeah.
It's like a viable means of, even if you're never paid a cent for it, or you play a gig once a year.
Or you just paid 1 cent for it.
Yes.
I was looking at some statements today, and
Have
I
you
was
gotten
like,
those?
1 cent?
Yeah.
Hey, Spotify,
Frame
baby.
Frame it.
Like, subscribe.
Well, maybe, you know, this next tune that you said is new and it's fresh and it's not been released.
Yeah.
Let's check out new material.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't have an intro worked up yet.
I thought you were gonna say you don't have a title.
Well, you know, I'm open to feedback on that too, honestly.
Nope,
Put it in the
don't ever
comments.
ask for that. They'll give it to you.
I know, sometimes I ask for feedback on things that get wildly personal attacks and response.
We'll form a support group.
Yeah, I know, seriously. But yeah, this is a new tune. The working title right now is Call Me Then. You know, I'm not super into like empowerment songs where you go like, I'm fine now. 'Cause typically that's not the case, but this was my closest attempt to one of those tunes. Okay. So the title is Call Me Then. But if you think that's not a good title, let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to
Ignore it.
Only read the most critical responses.
Yeah.
There's no pictures of you in my house, so when I'm low, there's nothing I can pull out to ease my mind, to keep me from a breakdown. But it's alright, I wrote it all down. A sketch of us in New York City, I tore it up, kept the image in me. I thought that love was all about beginnings, and that's the fun in dreaming of what could be. How can I say it now? We were never friends. You can kiss my neck, you can hold my hand. It's a brutal joke and it never ends. Meet yourself on the mountain and maybe you can call me then. There's no checking the mail around here. I hit the road and left you in that rearview mirror, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss that year, and all the ways you put to bed my deeper fears. But I can't break your heart or fix your life. I didn't steal your spark, I didn't make you a wife. That was all you, honey, so don't blame the times. But you can think of me when you fantasize. How can I say it now? We were never friends. You can kiss my neck, you can hold my hand. It's a brutal joke and it never ends. Meet yourself on the mountain and maybe you can call me then. There's a whole life on the other side. You can run and never have to hide. It's delightful out beyond the lies. How can I say it now? We were never friends. You can kiss my neck, you can hold my hand. It's a brutal joke and it never ends. Meet yourself on the mountain and maybe you can call me then.
Lovely.
Listen to the sustain.
Listen to that sustain.
We'd never leave here with those callings. Come on. That's for the guitar people.
Well, maybe we'll stick around longer than our 30 minutes on Facebook. We might stick around a little extra if you're cool with it. You know.
Yeah, I got somewhere to be in this pandemic.
So do we. Busy night.
I'm going out to eat after this.
Good. Great. Curbside.
No.
Yeah, why don't, yeah, for folks that are watching the Facebook, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But we'll be continuing
Right on.
after the 30 minutes. Maybe the YouTube performance, we'll have some extras.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
love that. So Australia is watching.
Oh, sweet.
Someone you went to Belmont with in the Carolinas says, I love you, and just so happy to see you doing your thing.
Hey, oh, thank you so
We're
much.
so happy. That tune to me is a lot of, again, I keep going back to your poetry, but it's like you're able to do a really nice balance between lyrics that aren't way too poetic, over the top, and then add them, get melody. That's like Gordon Lightfoot, like perfect level of,
I mean, come on. Are you paying him?
I mean, but that's what it is. I mean, he was so different from, a Dylan, somebody that can't, I mean, Lightfoot could sing too. You can really sing.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
And when you get the combination of those, that's what I'm struck by. This is just so much fun to listen to. You do this.
Thank you.
The idea that one person asked, we already discussed a little bit about your what instruments you play, but someone said they love your right hand technique, and do you play any claw hammer like banjo? Are you a
gosh. Is that a threat?
Are you a secret? Well, no, we don't allow banjo here in the shop.
I was
just so
going to
you know.
say, okay.
But do you play banjo?
I love that question. I really appreciate it. My late stepfather, Pete Huttlinger, amazing guitar player, instrumentalist. I was exposed to banjo in my life through him, and it's a beautiful instrument, but it must be executed by a professional almost every time. And there was one afternoon where I sat down with a clawhammer banjo DVD and a banjo, and I went, I'm going to figure this out. And it was a short-lived adventure.
Thank goodness.
And again, it was in a vault. So
yes. And when you say
I didn't take that on the road.
When you say clawhammer banjo DVD, that oxymoron to me is like,
well, it should have been a VHS. Maybe it would have worked.
Or some
then.
sort of, I'm cranking something to make a projection on the wall.
I know, but I mean, it's an amazing skill for sure.
For a person that should, yeah.
Absolutely, but I appreciate that somebody thinks I could play clawhammer banjo because
it
really ups my bona fides.
Yeah, no, we won't tell them that you don't. We'll just say, of course.
Yeah. I know. I'm a huge Ralph Stanley fan.
That's a common Nashville line is, do you play? You get a phone call. Do you play? Yes, I do, because you want to get the gig.
Yeah, that's what I was always taught too.
So we're going to add that to your resume from now on. Just
Absolutely.
say clawhammer.
Jazz drumming, clawhammer
Jazz
banjo.
vault drumming.
Yeah, only at banks and.
Or at a gymnastics contest.
Yes. Oh, with the puns again.
We're getting some requests, and we definitely, in this portion, we definitely have time for one more tune.
Okay.
You got something else for us?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs. If I've ever seen you on the road, should I look at this camera?
Yeah.
I should fast. If I've ever seen you on the road, you've probably heard this intro before, so just close your ears or enjoy hearing it again. But as I said, I grew up in Nashville. Everyone in my family is in the industry. And, I'm talking grandparents, aunts, uncles, parents, step-parents. So this was a total foregone conclusion. And when I was in the it wasn't the 8th grade. I was 16. My brother was in the 8th grade. We were at his confirmation dinner. It was a Catholic ceremony kind of thing. And my uncle was there. He's in publishing. And he said, Sean, weekdays, you got to write this song. Weekdays, W-E-A-K. Weekdays, get it? And I was like, I don't know about this, Jason. And he was like, no, it's good. This is the hook. It's going to be good. I was like, okay, I don't know, man. So I'm close with this uncle, and so we talk on the phone and stuff. He'd tell me about life, and he just, sometimes publishers keep like a notepad full of ideas. I think he had that on the phone because he kept dropping in little overly poetic statements into our conversations. But it seeped in there. And so, one afternoon I was, angsty enough. I was like, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to write this song, Weekdays. Never been kissed, but I'm like, I'll write a divorce ballad from the perspective of a 40-year-old man. And I think it kind of worked. And And yeah, so I like to lovingly say, this song is definitely, you know, half my uncle's because of the inspiration. But I also like to legally say that it's half his because, as I said, he's in publishing and there's no way he's not credited.
Yeah.
So
saw that coming.
Yeah, so 50% of your likes, claps tonight will be going to him. And if you buy the record at SeanDellacroce.com, you'll see his name on the back in the liner notes. He co-wrote this song, idea-wise.
Weekdays.
Yeah, he didn't pick up a banjo and help me when I needed it, but...
oh, no, he had other ideas to
yeah,
bubble up and boil. Go for it.
Exactly. All right, this is Weekdays. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you on YouTube tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah, or whenever it's uploaded. Just watch out. I need a fix, I'm coming down, and you're the only one who knows what gets me back upon my feet. Now you've left me here, and I'm on my own. You have another who can give you what you need. Well, this is one of my weekdays. It comes in with the moon, it's never been easy. And I'm all alone in this big room, it's one of my weekdays. It's bringing me to a weekend, I'm feeling uneasy, and I have no honor to defend. It's one of my weekdays. Myself that I was done, and when I looked at you, my heart would stop this quickening of pace. And when you speak to me, I try my best not to believe that I could cause that look upon your face, but I do, and it's one of my weekdays. It comes in with the moon, it's never been easy, and I'm all alone in this big room. It's one of my weekdays. It's bringing me to a weekend, I'm feeling uneasy, and I have no messages to send. It's one of my weekdays. Never been easy, and I'm all alone in this big room. It's one of my weekdays. It's bringing me to a weekend, I'm feeling uneasy, and I have no honor to defend. It's one of my weekdays.
Della Croce, live from Nashville. Go over to our YouTube channel when we post that, and we're going to have a few extras, but that's our Facebook Live. Sean, thank you so much for being with us today, and we're going to keep going, but not live, so we'll just keep chatting.
Sweet.
That was great. That's a good tune.
Thanks.
It's so interesting because when I wrote it down and I told you, oh, I get it.
Right.
But when I listen to the tune, I don't think of the days of the week.
Punny.
It's not as punny.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think I think you actually made it, like you say, you weren't ready to do his idea. No, you know, we're not slagging him. We're just saying
No, I
it
love
needed an artist to make it worthwhile using
Yeah.
the punny idea.
Yeah. No, the core of it was brilliant. And
Yeah, no, you're right. So you don't even need to give him the 50. You could give him like the 20.
that's what I've been advised, but it's already
Yeah,
done.
we did that. Oh, we didn't do the sign off?
Oh.
I'm not very good at this. I think we should talk about do you want to do 2 more? Do you want to add? You do as much as you want. This will go on just on the YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you got ones that you did one new one, you can do more new ones if you want. You can do other ones that are whatever you want
There's
to
one
put
new
out
one
there.
that I could do.
Come on.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume your like audience is guitar people.
A lot of them, yeah. But this is your thing. Don't.
Oh yeah.
You know.
That I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's the
Yeah.
idea. Cause
Well, I got a tune that's like about Pete, and I feel
ooh.
like my guitar connections.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that might be appropriate for like the YouTube because it's a little.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
So when do you want?
I'm trying. I'm like.
Have you just been rolling the whole time, Oscar?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
No, we can pick up whenever. Great. All right.
Okay, cool.
Well, now that we're not live, and
Totally.
the peanut gallery is happy, let's hear more music. We'll
Yeah.
let you tune, and like you said, we always have we have a great contingent of guitarists that watch. We have musicians, we have songwriters. As we said, Nashville is.
Yeah.
You know, we know folks from all over get the idea of songwriting and performance being. How many rounds have you played in your lifetime where you've been up there with 3 other people, completely different vibe, and you go, what a great song.
Yeah.
I wish I'd written that. You know, it breeds
know.
more creativity and more of that. And you were mentioning, obviously, Pete's influence on I'm sure your playing, but even just
Yeah.
you know, you learn from a pro like that. What's it like to be on the road? I'm sure he was able to give you.
Totally, and I mean, I think I was maybe like 7 or 8 playing a guitar in the house, and he just tuned it up. It was horribly out of tune. I hadn't learned to play at all at the time, really.
You're how old
But
at this point?
7
Okay.
or something. But
Okay.
he was like, no mercy. He was just like, you need to tune that. You cannot play a
Well-
guitar that's not tuned. But he's right.
Yeah.
And it certainly is a good lesson to learn, but it's that kind of stuff early on, and say yes and then figure out how you're going to do it.
Right.
That type of advice is incredibly useful.
Well, possibly also if he figured you were able to accept that, like he didn't have to dance
Yeah.
around it. He was able to say, "Got to do this," and you go, "Yep." Like if you're
Yeah.
receptive to those tips.
Totally. Yeah,
That's-
I mean, having a musical, the expertise is really an amazing skill and gift. And I mean, one of the things that I miss most is being able to throw something at him and just say, what note, how was that played? What notes are happening? Like,
Yeah.
and also, can you put it in tab for me? Like,
Yeah.
which only a family member could you ask to, transpose from ear this obscure song that he's never heard, and then
Surprised he didn't say, "You figure it out."
that was the one thing that he was less adamant about, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I can't read music to this day. I totally failed out of music school. There's an exclusive for YouTube, but yeah, I mean that's real. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I miss his, aside from personal things, I miss his expertise in his art brilliance.
It was like the teacher that got through to you,
Completely.
not only being a family member, but you.
Well, and honestly, a stepdad. I think
Yeah.
he didn't want to force me to learn how to read music because he was
Gotcha.
like, I got to balance some things here. And I didn't have a real gift for that skill. I know it has to be practiced, but I didn't have a gift for that.
You have
So
better stuff to do.
yeah, I mean, when you're 13, you just want to play Green Day songs. I'm like, that's not very punk to know what a quarter note is. Please.
Oh, those guys know what they're doing.
I know
too.
they
just
absolutely
tell you
do.
That they don't.
They absolutely do. Yeah, but at the time I thought
I know.
this isn't.
So
this
this
isn't
next
punk.
tune was inspired by.
Yeah, totally. It's about Pete. I had a really hard time writing about him, but I recently, like 2 years ago, got this song down. Totally one came in a wave, complete and done. Yeah, I haven't recorded it really yet, and have played it out maybe once before, but I'm learning to share it a little bit more because I like it. And yeah, this is a guitar that was Pete's, and so there's a reference to that in the song, and it's
Perfect.
you know, I tried to make it a little prettier guitar-wise than maybe just your average unrequited love song that I'm usually writing. So this is a song called River Somewhere. Cool. Today's no anniversary, tomorrow isn't either, but you're still on my mind. Hours when I'm waking up and when I'm almost sleeping, but I can't close my eyes. You're with me every time. Playing your guitar today and walking in your shadow always feels like home. At night I get down on my knees and lay out on the floor before I put your records on, and I wonder where you've gone. And I get ahead of myself sometimes. I fall behind the beat and I can't live my life. I go looking in places where I will not find any trace of you. Living wasn't fair to you, no, I wasn't either, but it's nobody's fault. Thinking about letting go, and waiting rooms and people, and early morning calls. It's like yesterday at home. When I get ahead of myself sometimes, I fall behind the beat and I can't live my life. I go looking in places where I will not find any trace of you. And there is a river, there is a river, there is a river somewhere here. There is a river, there is a river, there is a river somewhere here. And I get ahead of myself sometimes. I fall behind the beat and I can't live my life. I go looking in places where I will not find any trace of you. Today's no anniversary, tomorrow isn't either, but you're still on my mind.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's all.
That wasn't as flowy. But
That was great. You hear the river
thanks.
flowing, and there's
Cool.
there's when you said, "Oh, I'm gonna," there's more guitar here. You kind of and you just did tip your hat to him, but you think, maybe I'll just add a little more than I'm comfortable with, and that helps you grow. I mean,
Yeah,
you realize,
totally.
oh, I did it in that one, I could do it.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
see the little Especially
always,
if you're playing his guitar, those notes are already in there.
I know.
They're
oh,
just
gosh,
waiting
yeah.
for you to bring them out.
That's totally true.
That's so cool.
I like that.
Yeah, that's, well, it's neat to listen to a tune that's that, I mean, they're all personal, but they're, you wonder, listening to an artist, I wonder what they were going through when they wrote it, because to me, we always make everything about us, right?
Totally.
So when I hear that, I'm thinking, oh, well, you're thinking something completely different about a completely different person that I never met, and we both connect to something there. That's so cool.
That's absolutely the...
It's unfortunate that we can't have 200 people in here listening, and because you know they'd all have their own interpretation.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I'm sure you've performed these tunes where you watch folks and you go, I know what they're thinking. I know that she's thinking about that. I know, and you can piece that stuff together. Do you ever write from experiences that you pick up where you watch other people? Like you invented Rebecca's story, yourself with Rebecca's story. Do you ever invent stories with people that come to your shows, or that kind of interaction?
I should do more. Yeah, I mean weekdays is a little bit like that, but yeah, a lot of my older tunes are very much like that. I've shifted into you know, well, you go through college, you have like a couple breakups and you get pretty self-absorbed, but hopefully shifting out of that gear.
Because you were overseas for a portion of your sort of college age-ish?
Yeah, after high school.
After high school.
I went to Liverpool Institute for Performing
No music's
Arts.
ever come, I don't think anything's ever come out of there.
Nothing good. No,
Nothing.
I'm just kidding. Of course, it's insane. Yeah, Liverpool is great. Yeah, so I went to school there for a minute and then...
Neat. And then, but
came
you're,
back.
like you say, Americana, you mentioned in one of the earlier tunes, it means a lot of things, but there are distinct differences between places where songs get written and how audiences respond to songs, and how, you know, there's...
That's absolutely true. Even within the country, different regions of the country have different, you know, broad strokes in terms of taste and genre. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we've had like a lot of fun listening to you perform. I know the audience is enjoying it, but we always hate when the live comes to an end. But this is fun to be able to add some extras on YouTube. So
this is cool. Hopefully, it's.
What do you want to play us off with?
I don't know.
Leave us with something that we will continue to hum for the rest of the evening.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try Lil.
We had a request for that.
Benny is always. Okay. When the world writes down your name, they won't know. Just close the target of your aim and let me go. Come and take off all your cares. I won't say, is distance ever really there? In vain, in vain. Oh, it's all that I can do. I cannot laugh if I don't know true. Do you see me when I speak to you? If all is lost, give me proof. If all is lost, give me proof. If there ever was a use for my love, justify me as a muse enough. 'Cause I don't act upon your life the same, but you're an agent of my heart in vain, in vain. Oh, it's all
wonderful. Sean Della Croce,
Thanks.
live from Nashville, after live. That was really great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for giving us some extra tunes. And,
Thanks for having me.
We're so glad that folks are tuning in. So,
Yeah.
thank you. And we know where to find you, and we'll put links to everything on your
Amazing.
socials. So that's wonderful. Play us out with that 12/8 groove again. I love listening to you do that.
Yeah.
Just give me. There you go. Sean Della Croce at Artisan Guitars on a Thursday. Thank you. Bye.